starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Face in your face. Face in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense, because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and that the subscriber mode has been enabled for the first 5 minutes. I also have another YouTube channel called Latina Diaspora, where I discuss issues pertaining to Latinos living in the United States. The link to the other channel is in the description. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel, whether you've been a supporter from the very beginning or recently joined. I really appreciate your continued support. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, especially when it comes to TikTok. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices and those who watch from the clouds. So what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have not done so, is the following. I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notification to all. So therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. Now, tonight, we're having another episode of Open Discussion. And what do we do on Open Discussion? Well, I will talk about several things that are currently on my mind, and I'll give you my honest opinion. Also, the audience will have an opportunity to opine as well. And if the audience have anything that they want me to discuss, I will do my best to discuss those topics, okay? There might be some things where I have extremely limited knowledge, and I will make that known. So, being that is the case, that's open discussion, let's just begin with the first topic. Before we do that, let me just state that the link to join the panel has been pinned. Should anyone at any time wishes to hit that link and join the panel to discuss anything that's on their mind or anything regarding the topic, they can do so. Again, I must continue to state that if I never seen you before, I never heard from you before, I will insist that you come up in the backstage before I let you on the panel. This is to prevent anyone from trying to flash anything inappropriate, like male genitalia, which will cause the people of YouTube to take down this stream. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is next week's schedule. I usually do a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday schedule. Next week is going to be different. It's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday. Due to the fact that this Thursday is Thanksgiving. And obviously, that's a day where we're going to spend with our loved ones, our friends, our families together to break bread, give thanks, and also perhaps for the men or some women to watch football. So that's gonna be the case. Now let me just state, first of all, let me just the next topic. Um, I have a lot of things to be thankful for. Okay. First of all, I'm thankful because of my relationship with God. Okay. He is the center of my life. He's the one that gives me direction. He gives me purpose. He's there, to encourage me when I'm down. He's there to correct me when I'm out of order. He also encourages me when I'm down. Now, that doesn't mean that anyone that doesn't have a relationship with God is not blessed. It's just that that's how it is with me. Okay. So that's the first thing. I'm also thankful because of the fact that I have a home. I have a roof over my head. I have a place to sleep. Okay. I got food in my refrigerator. Okay. Because there are people, unfortunately, that currently do not have food and are currently homeless. I'm also thankful for the fact that I have lived to be 62 years old, okay, and slowly approaching the time when it's going to be time for me to retire and to enter my golden years where I will no longer be working, but I will be enjoying the final portion of my life for whatever time. Hopefully, it'll be a long retirement. And of course, I'm doing everything I can to live as healthy as possible. I'm also thankful for the fact that I am gainfully employed, okay, and that I've been working with the same employer for 25 years. In fact, next month will make it 25 years that I've been working as a municipal employee. Another thing that I am thankful for is my family, what's left of my family. Okay, my siblings, which consists of my older sister, my younger brother, and my younger sister, plus my nephews and nieces of the first generation, second generation, and I don't know if there's a third generation, perhaps. Okay, and I'm also thankful for the fact that I am experiencing positive relationship with my family members. Okay, and the reason why I say that because not everyone is that situation where they're blessed to get along with their family. Okay, so and I don't take this for granted. I take this very seriously. Okay, I'm also thankful for the fact that I have a huge amount of support from my supporters, which I have affectionately referred to them as the uncommon folk. And the reason why I call them the uncommon folk because I think all of you, are very special. Okay, all of you have shown a great deal of intelligence, a great deal of wisdom, a great deal of patience, a great deal of understanding. Okay. I'm also thankful for the fact that I live here in the United States. Um, is this country perfect? No. Okay. I mean, there are many issues that this country is facing. But I think what's positive about this country is, first of all, it's a diversity. Okay. You have literally people from virtually every nation on the planet. So that's a good thing. Also, what's great about this country that you are able to achieve many of your goals if you work hard enough. Okay. And it's truly the land of opportunity here in the United States. Okay. Um, of course, we do know that while Thanksgiving is a happy time for many people, for others, it's not a happy time. For others, this is a time of sadness because of the fact that they have lost loved ones, marriages have ended, relationships have ended, people have grown distant and alienated from families and friends and things of that nature for multiple reasons. So the fact that I am enjoying good relations with my siblings, good relations with my nephews and nieces, and things of that nature, I am truly blessed, and I don't take it for granted in any way, shape, or form. Okay. But of course, I am mindful that there are people that are hurting. Okay. I'm mindful that people are going through difficult times. I'm mindful that people have experienced losses. Okay. And as you continue to age, you're going to experience more losses. Okay. Because that is the circle of life. You know, you you're born, you enter your childhood years, then you enter your teenage years, then you enter the years when you slowly become an adult, you're an adult, and then you retire, and then the day comes when you pass away. And what I'm happy about that at least once the once a year on the fourth Thursday of November, people gather around to give thanks. I will submit to you that every day should be a day to give thanks. The fact that you are alive, uh, it's a reason to give thanks. The fact that you have a home is not to be thankful. Okay. Which brings about the next thing, which I'm really fine, really, I'm sad is that people are cutting ties with family members, um, all because of politics. Okay. And this is something that I discussed in last night's stream. Okay. I mean, look, I understand people have strong feeling, emotional feelings regarding the people that they support. I also recognize that not everyone is happy. Okay. But what I think is truly sad is the fact that there are people who are willing to end um, friendships, relationships, marriages, that there are people who are willing to cut ties completely, all because of the fact that they voted for somebody else or that they didn't vote at all. Okay. I discussed this at length yesterday, and I would encourage you to accept that people are gonna have different views. Mhm. And let us learn to be agreeable when we disagree, which is going to be a lost art, so to speak. Um, I try not to talk about politics to a certain extent because, unfortunately, not everyone is able to discuss politics without getting emotional, without getting upset, without, you know, the name calling and things of that nature. I mean, I have friends who are YouTube creators who I disagree regarding who they voted for. But I'm not gonna end my friendships with them just because they voted for somebody else. That makes no sense. Okay. And that truly means that if you can end a relationship or cut ties with a family member simply because that they voted for a different person, I truly, truly question whether you had any feelings for that person to begin with. But that is just my point of view. So now I did something that I never thought I would do. So I actually bought this kit on Ancestry.com to do my DNA to see what's my ethnic makeup. Okay. Why did I do that? Just out of curiosity. Okay. So, of course, it's going to be interesting once I receive my DNA kit and once they figure out who I am, so to speak. I suspect it's going to indicate that I'm a certain percentage of me of this it belongs to this ethnic group, a certain percentage of me belongs to another ethnic group, and things of that nature. Okay. And to be perfectly honest, I was inspired by uh, my friend Georgia and Armando to get a DNA kit so to study and learn what is my DNA makeup. I suspect it's going to show that I'm mixed, but we will see. We will see. Um, Now, going into December, which is basically about a week and a day away, I'm looking to other topics to discuss. One thing I'm definitely going to avoid do is anything that has to do with politics. Okay. And I see here we have a comment. See. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. So just to let you know, and for the benefit of those who are just popping out now, tonight we're having open discussion. So basically what I'm doing is I am discussing several topics that are currently on my mind and just giving you my point of view. And of course the audience will have an opportunity to opine as well. Also, if the is there any topics which the audience wish me to discuss, I will do my best to comply. Okay, because there might be certain topics where I have limited knowledge about. So what I'm gonna definitely try to avoid is topics regarding politics, also topics regarding race. Okay. And the reason why is that there are very few people that can have a serious discussion regarding these topics and not get emotional. Okay. Yeah. But I will be doing some brainstorming this weekend as far as what other things that I can discuss. I'm probably going to be doing some more reaction videos It's just that I have to be mindful um, that there's some people that will enjoy the sharing their content, and there are those that do not. So I have to be mindful of that. But um, there are certain creators that I have not seen within the last few weeks. Like I haven't seen Aura produce any content. So I hope that she is okay. Maybe she's just taking a sabbatical, so to speak. Because one thing we have to bear in mind that can be very time consuming to create content. I mean, it's not like you could just open up StreamYard and just open up a stream and start talking. No, you need to think about what you're going to discuss. At times, you'll have to do research and you have to gather your information so you will be able to talk with a certain amount of intelligence. Unfortunately, what we have is people that basically they don't know, have a clue what they're talking about, and they just go and just talk and talk and talk and not say much. So I will be trying to think about some other topics. Of course, yes, it is quiet. Okay. Now, in all fairness, it got things gotten very sad when it comes to my friend Visions of Asia and regarding her situation with her husband. Okay. And all my thoughts and my prayers go with her. And hopefully she can find the emotional healing that she needs and the psychological healing that she needs. Whether or not they stay married, that's a decision purely up to her. Okay. So, Irby, question: when are you going to start producing content? Okay. And have you ever given it any thought about what type of? Yeah, that's true. Okay. To be perfectly honest, I think I'm one of the few creators. I mean, there have been a couple of creators that've gone live, but basically it's been um, myself, Don Armando. I know April Showers has done a couple of streams as well. But other than that, it's been very quiet here in these YouTube streets. But one thing we all know that while things are quiet for now, things can heat up. I mean, that is the nature, and things can heat up um, unexpectedly. So, but I think what it is that people have been very busy with their own lives. Okay. I mean, and to be perfectly honest, this is like a hobby for me. I mean, I, I don't make a lot. I don't make any money off of this platform because I'm nowhere near getting monetized. I mean, that is the eventual goal. Okay, but I am not delusional. Um, there are very few YouTube creators that have been successful in creating a large revenue as a YouTube creator, particularly when you think about the type of channel that I have It's more of an open discussion type of open forum type of channel. It is relatively drama free, and it's by choice. Okay, because here I encourage people to have mature conversations regarding various topics. So that's the reason why that's the reason why it's been a slow growth. But one thing I have said this before, and I will say it again. Um, this is not okay. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Okay. And of course, that it also follows a cycle, so to speak. Okay. There are weeks that things that get very active. And I see here my friend Risa is here. Thank you very much, Risa. And you know what? You are definitely an excellent mod. Okay. I am so happy that I made you a mod. I really do. I really do. And but it's been very, very quiet here in these YouTube streams. I mean, even a lot. I mean, first of all, it's been a while since the introvert Barika has aired any content. It's been a while since the 18 Leather has created content. Of course, Latin Splaining has not produced any content for a long time. But, it's just that everyone's been, you're quite welcome, but it's just that everyone's been busy, okay? Even my friend Gigi has been busy, okay? And she has not produced any content, okay? Also, the haters have not made their presence felt, okay? But of course, we all know that the haters are always watching these streams and making whatever comments and things of that nature. That's why I made it a point. Yep, that is so true. That's why I made it a point to speak very little or don't speak at all regarding my haters. First of all, all I'm doing is just basically giving them shine and also giving them an audience, so to speak. And one thing you gotta understand, a lot of my haters seek attention. Okay. And really the best way to deal with someone that's constantly seeking attention is to ignore them, pretend they don't exist. Okay. Because what it does, it bursts their ego to such a degree. Um, Now today, I was blessed to able to attend a pre-Thanksgiving luncheon with the officers and staff of my union. Okay, and for me it was a privilege and a blessing because first of all, the luncheon is really meant for the union staff. There's a time to break bread. It's a time to enjoy each other's company. It's also a time to give thanks for the blessings that we have received. So the fact that I was able to participate, I am truly grateful. I'm not gonna lie, the food was delicious. Um, I mean, of course, I have a little bit of everything. I have some dumplings. I have ham. I have uh, two types of chicken, macaroni and cheese, um, yams. Okay. I didn't see a lot of turkey except turkey wings. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not a big fan of turkey wings. Okay. And, to my credit, I ate once. Okay. But I did have some dessert. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I had, um, I had brownies. I had pumpkin pie. I had also Dominican cake. Oh, congratulations, Risa. Are you planning something special? Are you going to doing any type of content tomorrow? Um, Question: if you do I have your permission to share it on my community tab? Okay, because look, I like to support um, other YouTube creators, but I also mindful that there's some people that do not like to have their content shared on their community tab. So I just want to know if you do produce any content tomorrow or this weekend, do I have your permission to share? If I do, great. If I don't, I understand. Okay, because I do respect the rights of other YouTube creators. Okay. Okay. Okay, no problem. But now, for those who are coming in now, the topic for tonight is open discussion. So basically, I'm just talking about things that are on my mind. Okay. So, of course, a good portion. Okay. I appreciate that. Okay. Because, okay. Now, it's just that I was taught to ask permission first. Okay. Before I share. Because I don't want to step on people's toes and things of that nature. And you do have to show respect to other creators, just as I expect other creators to show respect for me. Um, those who support my channel, of course, you're more than welcome to share my content. Okay, the haters, it's a different story altogether. Okay, in fact, I let me just let's okay. You know what? I completely forgot to put on the streamer. Yeah, people always stealing my heart all week. But yeah, people should ask always. Okay, you know what? That's the way I was raised. Okay. I was taught you ask before you share. Okay. Because first of all, I don't want to get hit with a copyright strike, number one. And number two, people are, they tend to be very protective when it comes to their content. And you cannot blame them. Okay. You cannot blame it. You have to respect that. Okay. Now I know not everyone does that, but I do. Okay. But like I said before, if you've been supporting my channel, okay, for any length of time, you're more than welcome to share my content. Haters is a different story altogether. Okay. One thing I've seen, one thing that I find absolutely humorous is that people who do not know anything about me are the loudest people to critique me. Okay. And all I can say is bless their hearts because they don't know anything about me. They don't know. I mean, it's not like they're there with me 24/7. And people are going to paint whatever narratives they wish. Okay. And the best thing to do is just ignore them completely. Okay. Because why respond? Okay. So let's see what else I'm going to be talking about. Of course, the good thing. Yep, that's so true. Because look, what you do is when you lash out at people, basically it just giving them what they want, which is attention and validation. So it's better just to ignore them outright. Okay. But I am looking forward to for the holidays, for all the holiday events that are coming up, also certain activities, um, like the festival, the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe, also Christmas. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. And I noticed that the certain individuals that act very childlike. Okay. Yep, that's true. Let me just give you a perfect case in point. Okay. The other day, my share ride service came 25 minutes early to pick me up. Now, fortunately for me, uh, I'm usually ready, say 30 to 40 minutes prior to my ride come pick me up. So as soon as I get into the vehicle, the other passenger is thus arguing with the driver, going on and on and on. And the driver does not speak English. Good evening, Georgia. Thank you very much for stopping by. And just to let you know, Georgia has his own YouTube channel. So I'm going to ask that you show some love to him and support him and subscribe to the channel. And also the same to my friend Lisa. No, tonight we're having open discussion. So I'm just talking about certain things. Now I did follow your advice, so I ordered my DNA kit on Ancestry.com. So I'm just waiting patiently for my kit to arrive so I can find out what's my DNA makeup. Okay. But it'll be funny. It'll be funny in a way if I have any African blood in me. Okay. So so it'll be interesting. It's the same people are gonna think that I'm trying to tether to any particular community, but we shall see. We shall see. Let's see. Well, what was I talking about? Oh yes. So the driver does not speak English. So basically, the driver is using a language app. Okay. Yes, and I can't wait to see what the other results. So this driver is using a language app. And then the other passenger is yelling, screaming, and then actually I have the doctor ask me where I'm going. And my sponsor says, why do you need to know? Now I could have easily said it's none of your blooming business. You know, I wonder what's gonna be their argument if they found out if I have African blood in me. No, it's gonna be, well, you're not a true African because you only have 25% African blood in you. It's like, how do you say that you believe in the one drop rule without believing in the one drop rule? Oh boy, I can just see it now. My haters will have a connection fit for weeks. But it will be fun, nevertheless, to see the meltdown that some of these haters have. But that's why I refer to it as the soup. Or as I used to refer to them, it's the circus. Because these people act like a bunch of clowns. Especially regarding something that doesn't exist. Now, I see here we have a guest. So let me just state for the record that the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host. Any attempt to copy the material without the consent of the host is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your right to your image. Some of the views that people hold may be considered offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel. And now we're going to bring in my guest. Good evening, Georgia.
Good evening, Mr. Light-skinned black man, Jose Negron. What's going on, my black brother?
Okay. No, remember, I'm a self-hating, white, Hispanic male.
But I already thought that since America has a arbitrary one-drop rule, and you are Puerto Rican, and there was a lot of African influence in Puerto Rico, so therefore you most likely have, African in you, so therefore you are black according to the arbitrary one-drop American standards.
But you know what's the funny thing, Georgia? And I said this before, okay? Is that I acknowledge all three of my cultures, all three of my elements of my culture, which is African, Spanish, and indigenous. But some people that didn't get the memo.
Yeah, because, needless to say, the average Puerto Rican is going to have African and even the native Taino, as well as Iberian blood, or even some other form of European as well. It's going to be like that with the average Puerto Rican genome. So therefore, you're black. So therefore, you will be qualified to speak on black issues, and you could very much say you're just a light-skinned black man, Jose.
Okay, could you imagine? Could you imagine the ops having conniption fits me saying that?
Well, closure is about to be settled upon taking Ancestry or 23andMe.
Yeah.
This is funny, or even Irby's cracking up in the chat, though. But yeah, even Irby understands it too, that, you're pretty much black, man. So you remember that song, I'm Black, Y'all? The CB4 soundtrack from 1993? Remember that?
Oh, yes.
I'm black, y'all. I'm black, but black. Dude, that should be pretty much your new theme song as soon as you reveal your results.
Yes, but I don't want to get hit with a copyright strike.
Well, you're going to sing it yourself. We'll sing it.
Could you imagine the reaction of my ops when they come over to the show.
I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm black and black, black, y'all. I'm black, black. That's gonna be your theme
Yo,
song,
man,
man.
I'm black. I'm black as coal.
It's cool, man. You were at least growing up during a time where it was really uber cool, man, to be black. So you've been black all along, man, and hey, it's cool. My light skinned black brother.
Yes.
So
Well,
you can talk on black issues. You're qualified. So
yes.
whenever, like, as
He'll
soon
be
as the
doing.
results come in and it's revealed that, yep, it's the case, then feel free to speak on some black issues. Because after all, arbitrarily speaking, you're black because of the one drop rule. So
Yeah.
that's the bottom line and end of story.
You know, I find it interesting that people are selective when they wish to follow the one drop rule.
Mm-hmm.
Am I white passing? I don't think so.
You would probably be more like Freddie Washington if you remember her from back in the day.
Oh yes.
Remember Freddie Washington?
You mean Freddie Boom Boom Washington? Okay. I think my friend stepped out for a moment. Well, in any case, I'm looking forward to publish the results of my DNA test. Should be very interesting.
Oh, by the way, the
You
movie's
there?
called Yeah, I was getting ready to say the movie's called Imitation of Life, starring Freddie Washington, or Frederica Washington was her full name. So
Okay.
she was
Okay.
classified or considered to be black during that time, but if you look at her, she was actually white passing. And if she chose to go down that route, at the time she could have been offered even more movie roles, but she refused to because she wanted to be very much true to herself, which is a good thing, honorable.
Yeah. Yes. Well. Today, I was blessed. I was able to participate in a luncheon with dedicated to the staff of my union. So it was a time for us to break bread, time
Nice,
to
man.
listen to some music, time to enjoy ourselves.
That's nice, man. That's a lovely way to set into the weekend, you know?
Yeah, because
That's
unlike some people, we have lives.
Yeah, it's a lot more to life than our genome. I mean, it's fun to talk about the genome, but it's always going to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and and the fact of the matter is to spend hours and hours and hours talking the same crap all the time, it can get very boring after a while.
Well, I'm really glad that I keep myself multifaceted on my platform. Because even if you saw just a couple days ago, I even lost a few subscribers, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, because if you look on my community tab, I shared one of Pastor Mark Driscoll's status updates in regards to how it's time for men to start being men again. And a few of my subscribers didn't really like that, but I think some of my subscribers forgot that I put my faith first before I will ever put my genome first.
Hmm.
Yep.
You know
So I
what? I
guess it is.
think, yeah,
What's up?
I think what it is, we go through certain cycles where we lose subs, we gain subs, we get a lot of traction, we don't get any traction, and it's just that we just go through cycles.
Yeah, I don't really mind losing just a few subs over sharing Pastor Mark Driscoll's status update. Yeah, I'm not really losing sleep over that. It was just like an observation though. But yeah, the cycles are up and down. It doesn't mean that it's a quote unquote struggle channel or anything along those lines, because I could care less about that. But needless to say, I'm glad that I have the audience and the platform that I do have. Voice is already out there, and it's great to also connect with those who are also of faith. More importantly, in real time.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah,
That is true. I
and
mean,
then like if you really look at like my horse videos and my horse pictures, they already get more than enough attention. So I'm pretty satisfied with that.
yeah. Well, one of the things that I talked earlier is that I'm trying to avoid any further discussion regarding politics and race because it gets really dicey after a while.
Yeah, I just feel that the political issue, more importantly, is already over. Like you said in your previous live streams, the nation has already spoken and it's now already done. He
Yeah.
won like the popular vote and even the electoral college vote. And then if you look at 86% of the country, it's pretty much red, and it's already a sealed case.
Yeah.
So, and I guess people who are still, I guess, commiserating over that should also look at it like this: stuff like that doesn't just go away. It will probably remain like that for at least a decade until, things start to change. So it's best to just kick the dust off the feet and just keep it moving.
Yeah. But you know what I find it very sad
What?
is people are cutting ties with friends and loved ones, all regarding who they voted for.
Yeah, I mean, I do. So my uncle, aka my dad's um, brother, is very much of a person who staunchly votes Republican. And then also some of our cousins vote staunchly Democrat. But I love them all equally, by the way. And
Yes.
if, let's just say, if somehow politics was creating a nasty wedge between us, that would be truly sad, but it wouldn't be coming from me, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
first and foremost, though, the Bible talks about like the fruit of the Spirit in Galatians chapter 5, which means kindness, gentleness, sweetness, treating others accordingly, understanding, compassion, all those traits of the fruit of
Mm-hmm.
the Spirit, growing.
Yes.
It's best to apply that when it comes to family dynamics, because it will truly be a great armor to wear when it comes to a nasty wedge coming into the equation.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah.
When I was in San Diego, my roommate was a Trump supporter who was gloating over the fact that Trump won. And I said, well, I understand your guy won, but, let's try to tone it down a bit when on our room because I would say a good 90% of the members of my union were for Kamala Harris.
Hmm.
Okay. And we all know that she had her flaws. Let's keep it real.
Well, I've already highlighted them, but yeah, go on.
Yeah. But, and again, we have to understand the country has spoken. The country made their collective choice. And
From
Donald
the
Trump was able to convince more people that he cared about them.
Well, yeah, and including like Christian, self-identifying Christians as well as the working class. He was very personable with those very important demographics, and he managed to win the majority of their trust.
Mhm.
And yes, from the standpoint of the popular vote and the electoral college, the nation spoke definitely in those areas.
Yes. But
So,
changing
yeah,
topics, yeah, but changing topics, I have been praying for our friend Visions.
our friend who?
Visions of Asia.
Oh, Asia. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I caught her live stream, but I mean, obviously, I'm not going to elaborate on what she was talking about because, people already have the idea. But yeah,
Yes.
I wrote her during the live saying that, me and you are keeping everybody in prayer and that we're super apologetic over what's going on. And
Yeah.
we're not going to elaborate on what's going on. I mean,
Very true.
let her speak and she will tell you.
Yes. Good evening, Don Amando. Tonight
Hey,
we're having
Dawn.
another episode of open discussion, and
Yes, sir.
and I am too order my DNA kit from ancestry.com.
We are so proud of you, Jose, because we already know what's about to happen and what this means.
Yes.
Final finale, man. So once that happens, and nobody can ever say that you can't talk on a topic or a particular topic ever again.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to continue to say that because I mean they're very predictable in a sense.
True.
Yeah, but that's why you know they are in the soup.
True.
Yeah. So, any plans for Thanksgiving next week?
Me and my folks may probably go out somewhere and just feast.
Hmm.
Or if my church is doing something, I may end up joining them. So, I'm going to have to do a eeny, meeny, miny, mo type of game here to determine whether I should go with the church or with folks.
Yes.
What about yourself?
Well, you know what? It's a blessing in a way when you have those choices to make.
True.
Hmm. Earlier this stream, I expressed certain things that I'm truly grateful for. Of course, the fact that I have a open, honest relationship with God, that He's the center of my life, and the fact that I have lived on this earth for 62 plus years, and I have a lot of support.
Same.
Yeah.
And how's your brother and your sister doing?
They're doing fine. Now I know that I'll get an invite from my brother to break bread, um, with his lady.
Mm-hmm.
When I don't know, it'll be in the near future though.
Nice. Oh, Jose, are you gonna show a throwback photo of you from back in the '80s?
I don't have any. That's a problem.
You don't have any?
No.
You say you never took any pictures from 1980 to '89? Nothing?
You know what? To be perfectly honest, not really. I mean, if I did, I don't have them. I mean that's like 20,000 years ago, so to speak. But I am really looking forward to to this holiday season. But I'm
Yeah.
also mindful that for other people, this is not a happy time.
Oh, yeah. Hence the stream that you had the last time in regards to how to deal with grief during the holidays.
Yeah, because and I can say with experience, the first holiday season with the lacking of your loved ones is always difficult.
Yeah.
Which is why you try to value the family that you have left,
True.
and if there's any conflicts, do your best to try to resolve them because once they're gone, there's no more opportunities to resolve issues.
True.
And
A lot of
I would,
people die with a lot of unresolved issues. That's for sure.
yep, that is so true.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel that was the case with my father. I'm not going to
Okay.
elaborate story, but I do at times feel that he died without really fully resolving all of these issues that he had. I think he still resolved a large chunk of it because he did grow as the years were progressing, but there was still a bunch of unresolved baggage that I do not really feel that he really got to the root of. I'm
Yeah.
That's what I'm just going to say.
Yes, that is sad indeed.
Mhm.
Now, believe it or not, I actually caught across. Okay, now this is way before your time, but I don't know if anybody audience remember the Beatles cartoons from the '60s.
Song.
No, the cartoons. They actually have cartoons.
I know. I actually could tell you a song that I do remember from it though. Till when I'm 64. Remember that one?
Oh yes, it seems
When
like
I'm
Paul
60.
McCartney always gets the girl at the end.
The da 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 da. When I'm 64. Yeah, I know that song, and I do remember
Yeah.
it from the cartoons. And you want to know why I know that one?
Why?
Because when I was in the seventh grade, my teacher, Miss Searle, had actually played that song and even presented us with the cartoon version of the Beatles from the time. And she had told us that her mom took her to see it in 1968.
Yeah.
So that's how I know about it, man. I know the 60s, bro. And then also the Mighty Hercules.
Oh
Even when our good,
yes.
the Mighty Hercules, the Flintstones, Tom
Oh
and
yes.
Jerry, the
Top
Jetsons,
Top Cat. I mean,
Top Cat.
oh
Yep.
my goodness, we're talking ancient history here.
And then if you want to go into the early 70s, though, we always remember that song, Josie and the Pussycat. Remember that one?
Oh yes.
Josie. Yeah.
Of course one of my favorites was help. I need somebody help. Now does
Oh, yeah.
anybody help? I need somebody
Yep. Well,
help.
You need to remember this. I am an old soul, by the way, so just consider me to be a member of your generation, okay?
I think
In spirit.
and I think me singing that song and really describes help.
Yeah.
And
What
I
about
think I might have scared off some of the audience with my singing.
Well, do you want us to sing some good old Creedence Clearwater? Remember that song?
You know what? Maybe we need
I
to.
want to know, have you ever seen the rain? Remember that one? Da
Oh
da
yes.
da da da. Or what about that song American Woman, Mama Let Me Be by the Guess Who that came out in 1969. I know all these songs, man, by heart. So
Yeah.
no, I'm not looking at anything.
Well, I
Because,
remember
dude,
when
man, you're in
Diana.
my era and you like my songs. But no, sorry, go on.
I remember Diana Ross and Supremes like, "My world is empty without you, babe. My world is empty without you."
Yeah, that was also the time of Sammy Davis, The Temptations, Mel Carter, um, Aretha Franklin, Mahalia Jackson.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Temptations. I want sunshine. I guess you say what can help me be this way,
Way,
my
my
girl, my
girl,
girl. Come
my
on, come
girl,
on,
my.
Jose, sing with me, man. You're not singing.
Well, I'm trying to say.
All right, how about this? No,
But
how
I'm
about we
afraid.
sing? No, no, no,
I'm
no.
afraid we're gonna scare the audience
No, no,
away.
no, no, no. Let's sing one more song together. Let's sing their song. It's just my imagination. Come on, sing with me, man. Don't
Okay,
let me sing by
it
myself.
was. I don't know the words.
It's like this. It's just my imagination. It's just my imagination. Da, da, da.
Okay, you know what?
Okay,
Huge shout out to the support to the people that still watching the stream after that podcast.
oh my god. Like, do you remember that song? So obviously I was not around during the time, but clearly I know about the movies and also their soundtracks too from the time. So do you remember that song, Jose? Um, it's by Curtis Mayfield. It was
Okay.
Superfly.
Oh yes.
Remember that one?
Yeah. There was another
Remember that
song.
song?
Yeah. There's another song. Do you know the way to San Jose?
Like what was that one? Yeah, that too, and then also that song, the Freddy's Dead song too.
Really?
Remember that song Freddy's Dead, which it was basically a part of the Superfly soundtrack from 1972. Remember that
Oh,
one?
okay.
Yeah, it goes like, everybody's misused him, ripped him up and abused him. Another junk. Sorry about that. No, it goes like, everybody's misused him, ripped him up and abused him. Another junkie plan, pushing dope for the man. A terrible blow, but that's how it goes. Ooh, Freddy's dead on the corner now. If you want to be a junkie, wow. That's how the song goes. Remember that one? You gotta remember Freddy's dead. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, remember that one?
Yeah. Could you imagine if my DA results showed and I'm like at least 20% black?
Cool, man. That will practically mean, man, that you're like bordering along the lines of a quadroon.
Okay. I wonder if that makes me an MGM or no, it doesn't. I mean,
More
you
than
know what?
likely, you are technically the MGM in a broad sense terms, because more than likely that's what's going to come out. I can imagine you also being in that 60-40 range, like a lot of people in my family, myself too.
Yeah.
So it's a possibility.
You know what? I think I'll do a whole string and dedicate it to my DNA results.
For sure, go for it.
Okay. Of course, our ops will have a conniption fit, but whatever.
They need deliverance anyway, so yeah, whatever.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
So that's the bottom line,
Well,
though.
like I
But needless
said,
to say, make
huge
it.
shout out to the supporters. Yeah. Well, like I said, huge shout out to the supporters that did get frightened away by our bad state.
Come on, it's just a fun stream.
I mean, look, let
It's
me
just
tell
to
you
have
something.
some fun.
I mean, it's Friday. The weekend is here. We're just getting ready before um, the stress of Thanksgiving and what have you. And of
Yeah.
course, along with the stress,
Well,
of course, is the shopping.
hey, I mean, that's true. And then also Don
Yeah.
Armando, as I've been trying to tell him for the past year, he needs to blare some good old Willie Nelson in his neighborhood, though. But I don't know why my good friend Don Armando is stalling on that, bro. Like, bro, come on,
You
man. You
know,
need to start jamming to some. I mean, not just jamming to it, but you need to blare that bluegrass country music in your neighborhood, whether that's, good old Willie Nelson or Patsy Cline or just whatever, man. So what's stopping you from blaring some good old Willie Nelson in your neighborhood, man? Come on, stop stalling, bro.
well, if he wants to, he can hit the link and join the panel, and he can explain himself.
Yeah, my brother, though, or you can better yet get up here and start singing with us. You can start singing to some good old Willie Nelson, since especially, bro, you have a good sense of humor. Or what?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. This is like a good, fun karaoke night, regardless of what's going on. Like, for instance, Jose, let's start singing to some good old Thin Lizzy. Remember Thin Lizzy, right? The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Or what about the other song by Blue Oyster Cult? Baby, don't fear the Reaper. Remember that one?
Mm, boy, you know what? I got to give a huge shout out to our people still listening to.
Well, Don says that his voice scares his dog, though. We'll put Doggy in the other room, though, and get up here, man, and start your karaoke night, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you need to jam to some good old Willie Nelson, man, and start singing to some Willie.
I have,
Let
which person I haven't heard much singing much? Our friend Gigi.
Yeah, I wish she were here, though, because, yeah, I know that she's done it, too, before, so I hope that she does come around here and join us on karaoke night, or I'll just write her on her other page saying that we missed you on our karaoke night.
You know what? Maybe I do it. I'll do a karaoke stream once every couple of weeks.
Let's do it, man. Yeah, of course.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it might help myself, so it might scare, and I don't know.
Well, man, you still need to sing, man.
Oh, he's not in his house. But
Or what about the one song though by the Ramones? 20, 20 miles to go. I
but you
wanna
know
be
what's
sedated. Ba, 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 ba. I wanna be sedated. Ba, 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 ba. I wanna be sedated. Your turn. Your turn. I've been
you
singing
know
all
what?
night,
I think
brother.
some of our ops need to be sedated too. I know, but I don't know too many words.
Man, I feel like I've
But you
been
know what?
singing
I
a
mean, look,
lot.
it's good to have one of these. I know. I'm
True.
not. I just don't remember much of the songs. I mean, I think I'm getting now my old age.
All right. Okay. Well, how about this? Okay, maybe you
But
might remember that 1986 song, "Your Love" by The Outfit. I don't wanna lose your love tonight. Sing that then. Are you really
oh,
getting
dear.
senile then? I guess so, man.
According to my apps, yeah. I mean,
Oh man. I guess
okay.
that I didn't
Stop
know.
in the name of love before you break my heart. It's over. It's over.
Okay, I'm kidding, man. I'm messing with you.
I mean, you know what? We gotta give us supporters medals for listen to us trying to say.
Yeah, we both lie sound. Listen, no, sorry. Every rose has its thorn, like every cowboy sings a sad. Remember that song? Sad
Oh,
song.
oh, do you? Okay,
Every rose has its thorn. Remember that one?
yeah. Oh, do you remember like in the early 2000s when VH1 had these so-called reality TV shows where the person trying to find love. I mean, first you have Flavor Flav, and then you have I Love New York, and then you have what uh, that rock singer trying to something love, trying to find their significant other.
I do remember Flava Flav, but everything else, yeah, not really.
I mean, it seems like the early 2000s were the decade for the so-called reality TV shows.
Oh, okay, yes. Like I do remember like the reality TV shows, like whether that's Jerry Springer or Jackass. I do remember
Okay, well,
those.
I think okay. Well, in all fairness, Jerry Springer belonged in his own separate character category.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you think about some of the things some of the, and I'm using the term loosely, guests that appear. I mean, men being unfaithful because they have a side piece as a trans individual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that he recently passed, but yeah, I'm not really don't really agree with those who were gloating over his death.
I agree, because look, let me tell you something. One thing you have to bear in mind is you don't speak ill of someone that passed away.
Well, yeah, definitely though, because for one, you never really know whether the Lord could have brought him up to the kingdom from there, though. But yeah, I mean, I think that people were gloating over his death because they felt that he was just capitalizing on people's vulnerabilities and capitalizing on other people's personal drama and their relationships and their marriages, which
Yes.
is true to a great extent, but that's the reality of reality TV shows. And then plus those dramatic couples voluntarily chose to get on the show and pretty much air out their personal dirty laundry out for the entire world to see. Stuff like that happens all the time. You do not need to publicize that stuff, but they
Yes.
chose to sign up, to sign a contract, sign an agreement saying that, hey, your drama is going to be in the spotlight. So at that point, it's not really going to matter whether Jerry was capitalizing on other people's drama. It may
Yes.
be true, but it's both sides if you really think about it, though, because you don't have to get on there and put yourself out there in the spotlight.
Hmm.
That's entirely on you.
I agree. I mean, I remember when Kevin Samuels passed away, and then the women haters were like having a field day.
Yeah, be careful about whether, just be careful about, delighting in somebody else's death though, because that could very much come right back to you. It's just a problem is people aren't really believers though, but until God humbles them, then it's gonna happen in a very unpleasant way.
Yeah, and you know what, and what gets lost in all this, that the women actually call in to speak with Kevin Samuels, and they just didn't like what he was saying.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like watch Kevin Samuels that much so, but yeah, I do know that he had his fair share of ops.
Mhm. I mean, look, I would not necessarily agree with his delivery, but he did try to hold women accountable for their actions.
Yeah, true. Now, obviously, it's not he wasn't coming up against all women though, but I can agree on the point in regards to how women also struggle in the area of personal accountability. Because if it's like a woman whose emotional state isn't really where it should be, then
Mhm.
yeah, her emotions are going to dictate her decision making and her thought process,
Yeah, because I
which
remember it.
prevents self
Yeah,
reflection. But yeah, go on.
yeah, I remember in one segment, there was a woman calling stating that she divorced her husband while he was ill with cancer.
Hmm.
So I guess the part about um, in sickness and in health meant very little to that so-called lady.
Hmm.
But I don't want us to get accused of being anti-female. But you know how
No, I'm
strict.
actually very pro female if one wants to think about it. I'm truly all for women's rights.
Hmm.
If people really want to go that far. No, and by the way, I actually even criticize even us men too. So am I anti-male? Because for one, a lot of us men let our pride get way beside ourselves, and our pride is going to eventually become our downfall. Like we definitely are the ones that are like taking the lead when it comes to narcissism too.
Yes.
Because it's
Okay.
usually us men
And
that
I
tend to be diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. So there you go.
yeah, and I
That's
can tell
pretty
you,
bad.
and I yeah, and I can tell you, and I'm sure you agree, it's better that we humble ourselves than allow God to humble ourselves.
Yep, pretty much what I said earlier, though, because if God has to humble you, then it's going to be in a way that the other person is going to find to be very unpleasant. So, folks listening, I hope that you'll be the first to humble yourself before the Lord has to do that for you.
Hmm.
He's
Now,
patient, but then knows that patience can run out at any time, so choose
yes,
wisely.
yes, I agree. I
Mm-hmm.
agree. But at times I think it's better to take a short sabbatical off of social media.
What about social media?
To take a short sabbatical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's just that sometimes I mean you have to like experience life. I mean the one good thing about me being San Diego is that I really didn't have a lot of time to produce a lot of content. to the busy schedule that I held.
Yeah, because if you look on my YouTube channel, though, I put out a video every once in a while because I have a real life to live.
Yes. Not like certain individuals that don't have a life to live, or they have a life to live, but they're not enjoying it very well.
Yeah.
And some people say I'm hitting a nerve. Well, so be it.
Yeah. I'm just chillaxing in here.
Yeah.
I'm laying down. Hello.
Okay.
Chillaxing.
Well, tomorrow will be chores day, which basically do my laundry, do some errands, things of that nature, get ready for the new week, and of course, find other topics to discuss.
Yep.
Hmm.
What was I about to say?
Yes.
Um, is there a church near you, by the way, that you go
Yes,
to?
there is. Yes, there is.
Cool.
Catholic though. Catholic though. But yes.
Okay.
I mean, look, I understand we have doctrinal differences, which is understandable.
Yeah, you already know I'm I'm clearly, I guess if people really want to go that far, they would be like, okay, George Orr is more of a Protestant.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm
Well,
like your token prot.
well, I'm not your typical Catholic. Um, I don't have statues in my home. Okay.
Hmm.
I have one painting, but then again, one picture, but it says something that I inherited from my mom when she passed away.
Nice.
I don't have statues.
Well, let me tell
Never
you
I,
this. No, go on.
I never felt the need for them.
I don't really think that. Yeah, me, you obviously know where I'm pretty much going to stand on that issue, though. Like, I don't
Yeah.
have statues in my home either, though. I do not have statues of the saints. I don't really feel a need to have that at all. And I can admit that. Well, I don't know if I can say it here, but I'll say it here. But I think that the only sinless man to walk the earth was Jesus.
Hmm. Yeah,
Which
I agree.
means that I think that Mary sinned like everybody else. Is where I'm also going with this because in Luke chapter 1 to verse 47, she even said, "My spirit rejoices in God, my Savior." Why do we need a Savior?
Hmm.
Because we're
Well,
sinners.
yes. Well,
Go.
that's one of the areas where we don't agree.
Hmm.
But I mean, but I'm not going to turn it into a doctrinal debate. I mean,
I know, man, because you're still my brother from another mother, a brother in Christ, and there are a handful of Catholics who are Team Jesus, and then there are a handful of Protestants who truly don't really put their faith in Jesus either way. If you really think about it, they put more of their faith in their pastor or their church or their particular doctrine, whether that's Calvinism or Arminianism. And I'm like, you guys are forgetting um, the begotten Son who was sent down here to pay the ultimate price.
yeah.
And that's usually just pervasive throughout the Protestant churches, by the way. It's
And
more
believe
like
me, I have
church.
to.
It's more like church. Oh, sorry, go on.
And believe me, I have to share with my fellow Catholic brethren. There's no Catholic heaven. There's no Catholic side of heaven. There's just a heaven for believers.
Yeah. And even with my other little fellow Protestants, I'm like, guys, are you about Christianity or churchianity, by the way?
Yeah.
So you can say that I am the Protestant Crelado.
I guess you can say I'm the Catholic.
Black guy.
I guess so. Or the Catholic bro.
Call me the Protestant Creole. I kind of like the word Protestant. I don't mind it though, even though people in the Protestant churches tend to go way too overboard with all these labels and denominations, which is why you will rarely hear me spewing out the P word.
Well, of course, we refer to you guys as our separate brethren.
Well, I actually know a handful of people in the Catholic Church who feel as though I'm a heretic. There's
Believe
that
me,
issue too. Either
yeah,
some in the Catholic feel that I'm a heretic and they feel that those in the Orthodox Church are schismatics. So yeah,
all
there's
I
a
can
lot of
say,
beef. But go on.
okay, you know what? If I have a chance to speak with my father Catholic brethren, and particularly those that think that way, I will say, chill out.
Oh yeah, I've definitely have met them, and I'm like, excuse me, you don't want to go that far with me, bro, because me and my sister have done some very deep Bible verses where I could just prove to you that Mary sinned just like everybody else, and here is the part in the Bible that you barely read, which proves that. I'm not talking to you directly, Jose. Just know that though. But oh
Okay,
yeah, you definitely have a lot of beef that happens among the denominations all the time, and it is cringe.
yeah. Well, part of the rationale why we don't hold that belief regarding Mary sin is the belief that good fruit does not come from bad trees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so of course, that's one of the things that makes us unique.
Yeah.
Okay, but as I try to tell our Catholics, I mean, as much as I love Mary, Mother Mary, um, that's not a requirement to get into heaven, my friend.
Oh yeah,
And
and
this
I
is
mean,
coming
don't get
from a
me wrong,
Catholic.
and this is coming from a Protestant, but I hold Mary in high esteem. But it's just I do not believe that she is as divine as the Lord, nor the saints.
Well, you know what's a common remark that's directed towards us? As much as we
What?
talk about Mary, we don't follow her example of humility.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want to get into a religious debate regarding doctrinal differences. I mean, I mean, as long as we hold the basic tenets, that's the main thing.
Team Jesus.
I agree.
Like I
I
said,
agree.
though, you have too many Protestants who are just so overly invested in churchianity. You can go to church and be a part of churchianity all you want to, though, but it doesn't really mean that you know Christ like that.
And basically, the one that attack us the most regarding our doctrine are ex-Catholics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but all I can say is bless their hearts.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, so we,
I've
I
heard-
mean, we've done everything. We've basically scared the audience away with our bad singing, or bore the audience away with all this doctrinal talk.
Well, it is open discussion night, so
Yeah, that's true. That
Open
is true.
discussion, though.
Yes. So, anything else that you wish to discuss before I put this stream to bed?
Um, 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 let me think. Have you done any push-ups
Okay.
lately?
No,
Pull-ups, calisthenic workouts? Because I've
no.
I've been doing them.
Oh, okay.
When are you planning on lifting in the gym?
I need to find time to go to the gym, period. Never mind what I'm going to be lifting. I guess realistically, the best time for me to go would be the weekend,
Mhm.
since during the week I'm so busy.
Right.
Um, I will say this much: the ability to work remotely 2 days of the week has been a blessing
Nice. Cool,
because I
man.
I don't have to deal with the office politics. I don't have to deal with delegates, union reps that have an ego the size of Texas. Um,
I thought Alaska.
that too. I don't have to deal with people who are always complaining. I mean, I have this. I have this one person. He's also a trustee, and he's forever complaining about where we go to eat after we have our meeting. So it's like, dude, if you know of another place, just suggest it. Okay, this constantly complaining about going to the same place all the time, it's getting very old and it's getting very stale.
Yeah. Very annoying.
Yeah. And considering that we have people in this country that are struggling to get food on the table, and you're arguing because you don't like going to the same place over and over again, then come up with a different place or shut up.
True.
It's just that sometimes we don't value how blessed we are.
It's something that people take for granted, you know.
Yeah,
True.
that is very true. And and before I left the luncheon, I made it a point saying that I truly appreciate the fact that I was able to break bread with some members of my union family, and that I appreciate the fact that the invitation was extended to me. Of course, it's usually extended to members of the exec board and the trustees, but even still, I don't take anything for granted. And I see here we got another guest. Okay, so let's see. Oops. Good evening, Rakim.
Oh man, shout out to you, Jose. How you been? Can you guys hear me all
Oh,
right?
I'm doing fine.
I
Any
can
day
hear. I can
above
hear you.
ground is a good day.
I can hear you
I
very well,
understand that.
Rakim.
Man, shout out to you, Jojo. How you been, man?
I've been doing very well, and I can see that you have a new avatar after having the same one for like 2 years.
Yeah, I know, man. I haven't really taken any new pictures, anything like that. And I haven't really uploaded any pictures on my Instagram, so I'm gonna have to take some more to start switching up my avatars a little bit more.
Yeah, and I recognized your. You definitely recognized yours on TikTok, which is why I added you.
Yeah, yeah, man. So I just usually have those same pictures. I haven't really invested in my social media as much as I should have over the years. So
Yeah, no
Yeah,
worries.
yeah. Well, last week I was in San Diego for 5 days.
how did you enjoy the West Coast?
Oh, I enjoy myself. It started off rough because An hour and a half on our flight from Kennedy, we had to return to the airport because one of the passengers became ill. So we were stuck at the tarmac for over 2 hours. So our 6 hour flight became a 10-hour flight.
which I thought was crazy, by the way,
Yeah.
because it's only like a 5 hour flight from here to the east side or vice versa.
Yeah, that's man,
Yeah.
that's crazy that you was stuck in that predicament there, Jose. Um, but did you get a chance to see some of San Diego and you
Actually,
know?
actually, I went to a section of San Diego called Old San Diego.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that they had that.
Neither did I. And actually, if you go to my community tab, you see some pictures there.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna definitely go check it out.
Yeah, I guess our friend Georgia had to step away. One thing I've noticed that a lot of the people from our side has not been, produced a lot of content. Not just you, but also the introvert Boricua, also Radical Latino. Of course, we know Latin Spring has not produced a lot of content, but then again, people are busy.
Yeah, with a lot of us, I think life has just gotten into in the way. I don't know when, but I'm gonna start making content again. I definitely will. It's just that I've had a lot of things that's been going on where I haven't been able to really make content as much as I should. But I really enjoy doing it, and in the future, I will definitely be doing it. Down the line. Because man, just this year's been a rough year. I've switched jobs like 4 times this year, so it's been kind of crazy for me.
Ye- Yeah, that's been rough. I mean, I've been dealing with a few crazy ops, what have you. I mean, you wouldn't believe some of the stuff that people have said about me. Like, let's see, I don't even know. Okay, let me just break it down. What some of the crazy things that some of the ops have said. Let's see. I have an STD. I don't practice dental hygiene. I see now. I'm broke. I'm lonely. No one loves me, and I smell.
Wow, that sounds like something in grade school. If you you gotta kind of laugh at a lot of the stuff that people say because it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
it's not none of it is true, and it's kind of like grade school tactics. So,
yeah, kind of like kindergarten when you think about
hmm
it. Okay. I mean, look, the way I deal with it is that I don't address them because basically once you start to address them, it never ends.
absolutely.
I mean, it's just sad that Multi deleted her channel and Gigi had to delete her channel and then come up with another channel. I mean, it's like it shows that the ops have really been going overboard.
Yeah. This internet stuff is kind of crazy. The internet can be very, very crazy.
Yeah. In fact, one of my ops actually dedicated a whole stream to me simply because I did a 15-minute stream regarding the fact that one creator had an issue with another one, and I just expressed my point of view, and I did it in a respectable way.
Yeah, a lot of people. You got to remember, Jose. A lot of people are very childlike in their
Yeah.
approach and the way that they think. And it's not like we're dealing with mature people on here. We're dealing with people that's kind of unhinged, people that's not mentally all the way there, and certain people that are just this is their chance to be somebody. Some people may have not maybe have never had that chance. In regular life, they just be a nobody, but when they log online, they're somebody, and they kind of
Yeah,
go overboard with
that's
that.
true. I mean, yeah, that's true. That's why I refer to them as the circus because they act like a bunch of clowns.
Hmm.
Um, but one thing I don't know if you noticed, but within the last couple of weeks, there've been a lot of people having meltdowns over the results of the election.
Yeah, I've noticed. We spoke about it before.
Yeah, I mean, look, when everything is said and done, I mean, the country has made its choice. But you know what I find it really bizarre? Trying to shame black men to support a candidate? Really?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, a majority of black men still voted for their candidate, but it wasn't enough. Some people just need that punching bag, to make themselves feel like they're better than somebody else, and I don't really want to get too far into it, like with the racial stuff, but a lot of people have the mentality that even certain black people, if you're not better than black men, who are you better than? So they need
Yeah.
that punching bag to, make themselves
Yeah.
feel like life is worth living.
Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, you have some women. So how they gonna deal with it? They're gonna shave their heads. Okay. They're gonna abstain from dating. They're gonna abstain from sex, and they're gonna make themselves as ugly as possible. Like that. That's like that. Like that. Really is gonna change the situation. Any.
Yeah, yeah, certain. But like you gotta like it's like when you have a false narrative that's been around for so long and people are invested into that narrative, it doesn't really surprise you because they get their identity based off of following certain propaganda. It become their core belief system. So
Yeah,
that's what you're dealing with.
I agree. I agree. But unfortunately, there's a lot of hurt people out there. A lot of hurt people.
A lot of and some of them are not even hurt. Some people are just vindictive. Some people just don't think. You know, you got some people out there that are just wicked in their thought process. So and people have a very sheep mindset, especially on social media. So it is what it is.
I never thought I'd live the day when I see someone treat a divorce like a graduation, a celebration.
Repeat that once again, Jose. What you say?
I said I never thought the day would come when people would refer to divorce as a graduation and a celebration.
Oh yeah. It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse. We don't. Oh man, I think I might have like our generation might have been the last of that weird, and I don't know where it's going because humans, a lot of people are gonna have a mental breakdown, Jose, and it's because the things that we once valued, like our core beliefs as far as family interaction, you know, you know, uh, people being in support of one another, like it's no longer it's all gone mostly. Now everybody is about a dollar. People are just chasing money, and everyone's out for self. And it's only so long that um, people can, carry that type of energy and that mindset around with them. As they age, things change, and then after they've done all the damage, then they start looking for things that they should have had to begin with, as far as trying to at least build a family or treating people with respect and different things like that. We're just living in an age where none of that really exists no more. Like as far as what's being promoted to us. I'm not saying that people don't have their own families outside of that, but what's being promoted promoted to us as far as on the internet and in the media. It's a very degenerate type of energy, out for self type of energy. You can just screw people over, and that's just what it is. Type of energy. It's all messed up.
I mean, look, we're living in a time when you have, and I'm gonna say some ladies, okay, but not all, but some. But I mean, they're going, no, they're going through their life, thinking that they can rack up that body count. They can have all the sexual, whatever. They can have all the D that they want, in their 20s, and then all of a sudden, once they get there, all of a sudden they become interested in marriage and what have you. What they don't realize is that a lot of men are really not going to pursue women with huge body counts and what have you, who have like multiple children from multiple dudes. And it's just that, just like these ladies have these crazy standards, guess what? Men have standards too.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where we're at right now. Man is not really valued in this society. He's, a man is pretty much demonized at this particular point, and it's turned everything upside down. But the funny thing is, a lot of women, they say that they want this, or they're leveling up and they're doing this and that, but they're the ones that's complaining the most. So
And what gets me is a lot of these women, they'll leave their husbands because they need to discover themselves. And they go back into the dating market, and then after being railed by Chad and Todd and what have you, they want they want to go back to their ex-husbands. Like, really?
yeah, too little, too late. I think it's important for certain people to know the consequences of their actions. Once you make an action and you make a choice, you can't go back. Or even if that person, even if it's something that you can reconcile, the action is already done. The damage is already done. So
Yeah,
you better think long and hard about the decisions that you make. And I think sometimes people don't do that.
I agree. I agree. And it's like, I mean, I can see video after video when women that are leaving their husbands, the husbands that have not done anything wrong, they have been loving, supporting, what have you, and women are ending their marriages over a feeling.
Yeah, that's because they don't really want to be wives. Like, or their ideal what they thought being a wife was, it becomes boring to them. It's a very childlike mentality.
Hmm.
If things are boring, being it's for certain people, Jose, love is boring. Being having structure in the household is boring. A lot of people are attracted to. A lot of people are what you call that, self
Yes,
sabotagers, and they love chaos. They
yes.
thrive in chaos. We have a lot of people that's like that. You know,
And yeah, and heaven help you if you say that you should not go that way because if you look like a 304, then we're controlling.
right, right. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
And when I hear some of these black women deciding not to date with black men and try to date with Latino men, thinking, oh, things are going to be so much better. I got news for you. Latino man has standards just like everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, in some cases, it works out. Like, I mean, where I grew up, like in my city, that was the thing. I've seen Latino men date black women, especially if they grew up in the same area. But for the most part, like it's a bunch of just like false narratives and people thinking that they know what they're talking about. And if one thing social media has done, it has exposed people's stupidity, people's biases, people's ignorance. Um, the fact that most people are followers is like they have to have something in place to follow because they really don't want to think on their own. And it's exposed a lot. So I'm not even surprised because everything. If you've been on the internet, you done heard it all. And I think at this particular point, we done heard it all.
Yeah. I mean, believe it or not, I was actually called to task simply by saying when it comes to issues with the African American community, the only ones that can fix that is the members of the African American community.
Absolutely, absolutely, I agree. I
Okay.
definitely agree with that.
Okay. Now, okay, I can ask about what some of the issues that you deal with. I can get some sort of like a partial understanding. But when everything is said and done, only you guys can fix the problem.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, I agree with that.
But you know what? Unfortunately, people are not using common sense, or as I call it, uncommon sense, because if it was common sense, it would be used more often.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So
Yeah.
that's where we are at this particular point. But I'm gonna get ready to head out, Jose. I got to
Okay,
get
well, thank
myself
you very
some
much for
rest.
stopping by. And, and I really encourage you to, if you have not done so, please subscribe to the 18th letter.
Oh, I appreciate that, Jose. Thank you once again. I'm gonna talk to you later, and you
All right.
guys have a good one.
All right, take care. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop to wrap this up. I think it was a good stream. I mean, we did talk a little bit of everything, and we even engaged into some horrible singing. I mean, look, you gotta have a little fun now and then. And when it comes to open discussion, we can talk about anything, and as long as we can have uh, a mature interchange, that's always a good thing. So, of course, I'm gonna be live Monday night. What I'm gonna discuss, I don't know, but I'm sure this weekend I will have an interesting topic. But the bottom line is this: you have to try to use the gray matter once in a while, and and just learn to enjoy life. So I just want to say that really appreciate all the interaction from the chat and from the panel, and please spread the word up regarding my channel, and of course the playback gang. Do your thing. Just try to keep it respectable, and of course I'm gonna close out the same way I always close. We must do everything possible to avoid the presence of the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron, saying good night, take care, enjoy your weekend, and peace.